Hi, Luke. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Let me just introduce it to all our viewers right now. So, hello, everyone. This is Smita. I head the brand Duroflex, and we have a very exciting session planned for all of you. As you know, as followers of our page, you know that we really are championing the cause on the importance of sleep. And with that, we have Luke Coutinho, a very well renowned and our personal favorite life holistic coach with us. Welcome, Luke, to our page.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And ever since we announced this, I mean, the number of requests and the questions we've got, it's really kept us excited throughout. We couldn't wait for this. So welcome aboard. Just to get this started, it has been very unprecedented times. Right now, all of us have lived through this pandemic for the last 6 months. And
Right.
through this, there has been a lot of conversations around building immunity. However, those conversations mostly have been restricted around food, supplements, exercise, etc. Whereas sleep is the most natural way of boosting immunity. So please
Absolutely.
tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this pandemic has brought a lot of misinformation to people, and a lot of people are spending their money on, expensive, unnecessary foods that they think will boost their immunity. Some people are going crazy, over exercising, thinking that the more they exercise, the stronger their immunity. Well, you can do all of these things in moderation, but we should never forget sleep is the most powerful drug. I mean, today we have doctors screaming the importance of sleep. Even I know that a
Absolutely.
medicine, the best diet plan, the best exercise is not going to work for you if you are sleep deprived. Sleep is a very natural mechanism in the human body, and there's a lot that happens while we sleep. But unfortunately, social media, the news, media channels, the wrong definitions of success have showed people that compromise your sleep if you want to be successful. Work more,
Yeah.
sacrifice your sleep. But today we all realize with science, with medical science, that it's actually the opposite. That you can be on the best treatment for your condition, but if you're not sleeping well, you have the biggest problem. And
Yeah,
more than just that,
absolutely.
people are, they put on weight and they want to lose weight. Everyone's trying to lose weight and they go onto these fad diets and exercise programs. But if they are sleep deprived, nothing is going to work at all. So for me, everything is important: your diet, your exercise, your mental awareness, but sleep is the most important, because sleep controls every single living cell in the human body, every function of the human body. So if you're sleep deprived, you have the consequences of sleep deprivation.
Absolutely. And on this point, I think it's very important that you brought out sleep deprivation right now because this week has been for us and a lot of players talking about mental health because a lot of people are suffering from mental health and largely through sleep deprivation. Probably through culturally the way we've been living, we kind of show off sleep deprivation as a sign of hard work,
Yeah.
and that's a big myth. But however, at Duroflex, we're encouraged to sleep, have a good sleep. So, what do you think about that? How can we overcome this cultural myth? Because it's the most biological important strength that we have, right?
So I think, today, in today's world, most people are confused. The more social media you consume, the more content you consume, we're getting more and more confused. But we should not lose the fact that, we all have something called common sense within us, and we should use it more. If sleep is important, you have to understand companies like, the TV companies, be it Netflix. I mean, Netflix goal is to keep people awake. It's as simple as that. Why? Because you're a product, right? You're going to consume more content. And like fools, we are become the product. We have become the product to them. So we think we're doing something cool. Everyone's talking about, oh, have you watched this series, that series? I don't have a problem. I love Netflix. Okay, but I won't compromise my sleep for it. I'll make time during the day, or I'll finish watching by maybe 9 o'clock so I can get into bed at the right time. So you can have it, but you must also make sure that you take care of your sleep. So I think too many people have become the product. Okay, and we think it's a cool thing. Someone's making money out of you. And then another industry is going to make money out of your sickness caused because of sleep deprivation, which is the whole healthcare industry. And what we can see is no one really cares truly about your health, because tomorrow you go to a portion of the medical world with a sleep problem, they give you a sleeping pill, which means, again, you're a product to a sleeping pill. But we have to step back and realize, do we want to be the product? Do we want to be puppets controlled by everything? Or do we still want to consume content, watch movies, but also sleep well at night? So I think the biggest way to overcome it is to remind ourselves that there is no shortcut out of sleep. Maybe 1 in 10 million people are born with a gene where they can only sleep 4 to 5 hours. But you may not be that 1 in 10 million people. Everyone is sleep deprived. That's why we overeat. We have hormonal issues, and all of the issues are related to sleep deprivation. So the first way to overcome it is plan it. Understand, prioritize it, that it is important to you. Social media makes us prioritize different things, like, prioritize more time on social media. The same way we make it a priority, make your sleep a priority. So you understand that there are certain things like brushing your teeth that you have to do. You have to sleep well, you got to brush your teeth, exercise, eat clean. So when we make it a priority, then we start doing it the right way. If it's not a priority, we'll choose to skimp on it because it's not that important to us.
Yeah, absolutely. On that, I think the biggest lack of knowledge is what is the right way to sleep. Can you catch up on it on weekends, which again is a myth. How many hours do you sleep? How do you set a sleep routine, and how important it is? If you can, give these basic tips, probably, it'll be lot easier for everybody to follow.
Sure. So you can't make up for sleep. Once you've lost that sleep, it's gone. A lot of people think I'll sleep on the weekend, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and all of those big talks and stuff like that doesn't work that way. Because every night your body puts you into sleep to run certain functions, growth, repair, your immune system, hormonal balance, all of these functions. So your body's not going to pause that function because you decided to sleep and make up for your sleep on the weekend. So right then we know it's like eating your food. It's like certain functions have to be done. You can't wake up in a hurry 7 days and decide I'm going to poop only on the weekend. No, you still have to poop, right? It's a function that is required for survival. The same thing with sleep. So everyone out there fooling themselves that I'll make up for it. No, you can make up for your fatigue. You rest more, but all the other functions in the body, your body's not going to postpone that for your weekend. So that's 100% no. It's very simple. People think it's complicated. The best and most successful people I know in the world today, they watch movies, they consume Netflix content, they consume YouTube, social media, but they do it with discipline. They've planned their days. It is all planned in. Today, we don't have planning. So at the end of the day, you're bored. So you just switch on the TV and you mindlessly watch stuff, like you mindlessly scroll through social media. There's no plan. But if I've decided I'm going to spend 1 hour on social media, 15 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, it's planned. I get the best of both worlds. But we've become the product, like I said. So they are designed to get us addicted. So if you fail, you become the product. So put a sleep routine. At least Monday to Friday, get into bed at the same time. Whether it's 9, 10, 11, whatever it is, the earlier the better. Get into bed. On the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, enjoy yourself. Sleep late, watch your content and stuff. At least keep that balance on weekdays. But today it's become every day. Every day people mindlessly go to sleep late, wake up at different timings, and then you know how you feel. Your body tells you this is not right for you. So if you don't listen to it, then you're going to deal with the consequences of it. So the first step of sleep hygiene is get into bed at the same time every day, at least 5 or 6 days out of in the week. Okay. The second step, put your gadgets off 1 hour before bed, because we know that artificial light disrupts melatonin. It disrupts testosterone, hormones, and everything else. Okay. Use that 1 hour before bedtime to read a book, plan your day, journal, talk to your family, so many things that we would do before we had all the gadgets. Use that 1 hour. So it kind of quiets your mind down. You have more a natural light exposure before artificial light, and that helps you to sleep better. Number 3, okay, it's very important for us to, if you're stressed out, you can't sleep if you're stressed out. So quiet your mind. Maybe a little bit of deep breathing, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of soft music, things that can relax you, because only a relaxed mind can fall asleep deeply. So these are simple things that we do. Of course, I mean, since I'm speaking to a mattress company, your mattress is so important. I have so many people who say, Luke, I toss and turn in bed. I wake up with pains. And then when we look at them, we say, send us pictures of your mattress. There's like a bend in it over years. Yeah. So if you have a bend, your spine is bent. And then after a while, think you're sleeping 7 hours and that pressure is on your spine. You have to keep turning to relieve that pressure. So you have to also look at sleep hygiene, not just your mattress, your room. Do you have bright lights on in your room? Do you have a phone that's constantly buzzing in your room? Get rid of it, switch it off, because these are things that disturb you. The temperature of your room is also important. If the air conditioner is too cold or it's too hot, you're going to be restless throughout the night. So it's so important. There are so many things that we can do for sleep hygiene. But the best is, if you exercise during the day, you've had a busy day, you will be physically fatigued and mentally fatigued at the end of the day. You just hit the bed and fall asleep. That's one of the most beautiful sleeps that you can have. You sleep, rejuvenate, wake up rested in the morning.
I think those are really, really important and relevant, yet very easy tips, which many of us miss out, right, Luke? And I think one of the points that definitely we'd like to stress upon is a lot of people think that, if you're tired, you can sleep anywhere. And again, they take pride in it, that,
No, but
I have
it's
to sleep on a
dangerous.
chair.
I would
Yeah,
like to bring up that point.
yeah,
That's called micro sleeping. Micro
yeah.
sleeping is not something people should be proud of. It is extremely dangerous. People say, oh, I can sit in a chair and fall asleep during, at any point in the day. That is extremely dangerous. That's called micro sleeping, and it is a clear sign of sleep deprivation at night. It is harming you in a huge, huge way. So that's not something people should be proud of. You can be proud and feel blessed if the moment you hit the bed in the night, you put your head on the pillow, you fall asleep into a deep sleep immediately. Then you can say you're blessed and you can show off about that. But you don't show off about micro sleeping. That's a really, really dangerous thing.
Absolutely. I think the glow on your face, the pride in which you're talking just shows, I think it's proof that what a good sleep, you've had.
Oh, I love my
So,
sleep. I can't function
yeah,
without my sleep. My day is 16
yeah.
hours. I plan around 16 hours because I've taken out 8 hours for my sleep. I plan my day around 16 hours because without sleep, I cannot function. With sleep deprivation, I will eat all of the sugary stuff the next day. I can't think straight. I'll be irritable. I'll be angry. So for me, sleep is medicine. And, I value my sleep. That's how it is. Yeah.
Absolutely. So coming back to the point, Luke, that for everything, there needs to be balance. So if you need to sleep right, you need an environment around it. The way you touched upon
Correct.
the points, establishing the routine, the bed light, unwinding, etc. And also to come back to the point of having a good mattress, right? So even as a brand, what we experienced before the pandemic, we were having a very tough time telling people how important it is that mattress is your supplement. You need it to have good night's rest.
I'll give you a simple
But yeah,
example. If you travel and you stay in different hotels,
yeah.
usually the first night you won't really get sleep. It's a different mattress. You're used to yours at home, whether it's firm or soft. And the hotels usually give you the luxurious ones, which, they're comfy for 5 minutes and after that they're very uncomfortable. So, you can't sleep. It's disturbed your sleep. I've been on travel journeys where I'm in a different city every night and, every mattress is different. So it plays a huge role. So sometimes I just put a yoga mat down on the floor and I sleep because I want to be adjusted to that particular firmness or that hardness just to get a good night of sleep. So it is extremely important, definitely. Yeah.
Are there a lot of myths again associated with the mattress that it's all right? If you have back pain, it's good to sleep on the floor. It's good to sleep on age-old materials. So something around that to tell all our listeners that how important it is to have a technologically advanced
See, it's
product.
different for everyone. We have patients with extreme back pain, and sometimes their orthopedic doctors just change their mattress and they feel better instantly. So of course, if you're going to be 7, 8 hours lying on your back or your side on a particular position in one place, you want to make sure it's as comfortable as your chair. Like if you have a sitting job and your chair is not comfortable, now, relate to that, right? You're not going to be comfortable working. So like everything in life, there has to be a certain amount of comfort that suits us. Too much of comfort also is not a good thing. It is absolutely not a good thing. So it really depends. It really depends. Some people have a certain curvature in their spine and the kind of mattress, the kind of pillow. A lot of people with cervical spondylitis, the pillow matters. The angle at which you put it, the firmness of the pillow. So all of these are real things, But over and above just the mattress, there is everything else, the gadgets, the light, everything else that we spoke about. But these are extremely important. Like if you run in shoes that you're uncomfortable running in, you're going to have a lot of problem with your feet, with your toes, with your calf
Yeah.
muscles, So it's the same. We have to do things that suit us, Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the questions that have been coming, which are very relevant again for times of today, are from people who are in the fields of journalism who get back to work at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., from doctors and nurses who don't have a choice but to work at night. How would you give them tips, to overcome their sleep deprivation?
So if you work night shifts, you have to just take what you would do in the day. Your night becomes day and your day becomes night. You just flip it over, but you follow the same process. That's the best advice I can give to people who are. So your day becomes night or your night becomes day. Everything, your meal timings, your sleep timings. And if you're sleeping in the day, then you really want to invest in blackout curtains or blackout blinds to create pitch darkness, to actually make your mind believe. There's a beautiful scientific connection which will hopefully motivate a lot of our viewers today. Why we tell people to switch their gadgets off 1 hour before bed. Because if it's on, it's bright light, you're tricking your mind. Your mind thinks it's daytime. Okay, it thinks it's daytime. All right, so all the hormones to keep you awake in the day are stimulated. But melatonin that puts you to sleep is actually suppressed. That is the reason why I'm not against gadgets, but there's the right time and the right place for it. You know, it's confusing our minds. When you watch TV, it's about the light. It's not just the content. Your body thinks it's daytime because your body works with a circadian rhythm, light and dark. So we literally confuse, and then we have insomnia and we can't sleep because the body is so confused. You don't have a disease, you have confusion. That's why it's so important for us to realize the light and dark. So people working in the night shift, you make your day your night your day. It's as simple as that. Yeah.
Great. So we have our MD, Mr. Matthew Chandy, also here, who's a great follower of yours, and he adds to this by saying night shifts are a nightmare for sleep hygiene. So definitely, I think while it's avoidable for many, maybe not for all.
Absolutely. It's a choice. Yeah, it is difficult. A lot of people like doctors, nurses, the police force, pilots, unfortunately, you know, they have to be in that situation. But then still, a lot of them, like I said, make their days their nights and they function beautifully. But if you skimp on that, like let's say you finish the night shift and it's morning and now you decide to go and, you know, socialize and do some other stuff when you should be sleeping, that's dangerous for you. You have to go home and sleep. You've got to flip it on its head.
Navni here says that you're the most knowledgeable person and you've saved her life.
Thank you.
So that's really great to hear. Thank you, Navni, for being here.
Thank you.
Probably we'll open it up to questions now, Luke, because I can see a lot of engagement. So probably whatever we wanted to touch upon can come through that as well.
Sure.
I think some of the questions that did come before us, so we did open this up on our story yesterday. And we got hundreds of questions, as I said. Some of the ones that I do want to take it up is how much time would it take before falling asleep when you hit the bed? As you were mentioning, there's an unwind routine. So how would
it depends from person to person. Some people can hit the bed and fall asleep in seconds. It's called sleep latency. Okay. Now, if you've consumed a lot of content or watched TV or you're thinking about tomorrow and you have some fear in you, it would increase that time. At the same time, some people say, hey, Luke, I can look at my phone and fall asleep immediately. So why do I need to get off gadgets? You've fallen asleep because you're physically tired. But, you know, there are waves of sleep. We want to move from an alpha, you know, to a beta, to a theta, to a gamma. These are our deep sleep patterns. So they never sleep in a delta, which is deep sleep, where all the magic in the body happens. They have restless sleep. You're tired, so you fall asleep, but you have very restless sleep and you still wake up feeling tired. So a lot of people ask, should I sleep 7-8 hours? There's no answer for that. Usually 7 to 8 is the average. But the question you need to ask yourself when you wake up in the morning, do I feel rested? If you feel sleep deprived, that means you've not slept well enough. If you wake up and you need a coffee to start your day and get you to the day, you are sleep deprived. When you wake up, you're not going to jump out of bed. You're going to feel groggy, tired. But when you shake out of it, I'm good. I'm rested. That is a good night of sleep. So there's no magic in 7 or 8 hours. It's in the quality of your sleep.
Yeah. I think the point that you made about coffee, that again, the relationship people have with coffee these days, where it's a show off and, you know, as they get up, it's either breakfast in bed with tea and coffee. So what do you say about that when you feel the need to have a cup of coffee the minute you wake up?
So I'll tell you what, a lot of people are aping the West, okay? And having bed tea and breakfast is a British thing. It's a British thing, you know, and we think it's cool. It's highly uncool. Today, they don't do it themselves anymore. You know, you get up, you pass a stool, you do all of that stuff. You don't get up and have a insulin spike by putting tea in your body and eating in bed. You know, you can do that on your honeymoon to feel cool if you want for a couple of days. You know, all of these things are, you know, mindless behaviors that we try to ape the West in. You get up, you first pass out all the waste from your body, you brush your teeth, you clean yourself, you say your prayers, you do your deep breathing, and then you do all of that stuff. I don't have a problem with coffee, but if you have to wake up to coffee, like the American dream, every ad shows you, you wake up and, you know, you smell coffee brewing, and we think we have to live that life. It's absolutely uncool. Putting coffee on an empty body is disastrous to your health. It stimulates your gallbladder, your digestion, and why would you put something acidic and a stimulant in a body that's waking up? It's common sense. Enjoy your coffee later, 2 hours down in the day, 3 hours down. There's no issues with tea and coffee, but do it the right way. You know, like, I mean, you know, intermittent fasting has existed in our country for the longest time. America took it and screwed it up. They're like, oh, you can fast with coffee. And now every second Indian is fasting with coffee, doing the most stupid thing. Why would you put coffee in a body that's clean, that's fasting? Anyone can fast with coffee. So, we got to stop being puppets and we need to start doing the right things. And you need to understand that in the morning when you wake up, the first thing you start preparing yourself. Like if I woke up today, from the time I open my eyes, I've already started preparing myself for sleep at night. Already. That's the circadian rhythm. So if I open the windows and look at the sun or look at the sky or look at the trees, I connect with natural light. I have already initiated melatonin production 12 to 14 hours later. But if I get up and look at my phone immediately, I'm dousing myself with caffeine, I've broken the circadian rhythm. It's not going to work for me. So you see, you cannot compromise the laws of nature. Today, human beings are the only species who think we can, compromise sleep, which is a natural state. No, you cannot do that. You will pay for the consequences if you do that.
Absolutely. I think to all the listeners, you should read up about the natural rhythm of the body. It's not a machine, where you just switch on, switch off. It does need its time to unwind and wake up at the right time in the right way as well. I think those are very informative tips. So there's another one that we have got earlier. Just one second. Yeah, there's another one that we had got earlier, which was about how sleep also, how sleep also affects physical diseases, the lack of sleep. And how can you prevent things like diabetes, cancer? What is the effect of bad sleep that it has to these diseases, which many might not know about?
So sleep deprivation is connected with every disease where the source is inflammation. And every disease that you just mentioned, the source is inflammation. So it's a hormonal thing. There's no rocket science around it. Dr. Matt Walker, who's a PhD in sleep, mentioned in his New York Times bestseller, 3 to 4 nights of sleep deprivation kills your immune system by 60 to 70%. Forget about garlic and turmeric and exercise. If you are roaming around with an immune system functioning at 30%, okay, you are susceptible to, forget about a virus, the bacteria, germs, dust, pathogens, and everything else. Okay. Secondly, when we sleep, our immune system gets stronger. When we sleep, our hormones balance. If we don't sleep well, we wake up with a hormonal imbalance. The classical example is a young teenage girl with PCOD, which is really common. Okay. Not sleeping well, so you have sleep deprivation, you have a hormonal imbalance. The hormonal imbalance causes your PCOS. Now you're given an oral contraceptive. Maybe you need to take it, but is that the right solution, or is sleeping better to balance your hormones the right solution? So you see, we have to be smarter than the system and understand that most people, to lose weight, it is impossible to lose belly fat if you are sleep deprived. You may tone up your arms, your legs, and all of that stuff, but you'll never lose belly fat. So sleep deprivation is linked with the cause of most diseases today.
Thank you on touching on that point, because there are a lot of women here who are talking about sleep deprivation due to menopause, due to delivery, and they're suffering from insomnia, which is really a problem of many women today. If you can just throw some light on some tips on how can they overcome this?
So I think the biggest problem of menopause in our country today, most women have manifested a bad menopause because they keep talking about it. You menopause at 39 today and 40 and 41. There's something terribly wrong with lifestyle. Most of our moms menopause at 50, 53, and they didn't even know about it. They didn't go through any symptoms. One fine day, period stopped, everything changed. Today, because of the sleep deprivation, the amount of stress, and every second or third woman is talking about menopause and talking about the consequences. They've manifested it on themselves. And a lot of women today have not maintained their weight. When I'm saying, I'm not saying you need to have a size 0 figure. I'm not saying you got to look like a model. But if you're excessively putting on belly fat, you are definitely going to have a more symptomatic menopause. You're going to go through that because, holding on to a lot of belly fat means you're holding on to a lot of estrogen, which is unnecessary. So I always encourage women in the age group of 30, 35, 40, look at your weight loss. Don't beat yourself up to become a model or whatever. If you want to do that, that's your choice. But it's not okay holding excess abdominal fat. It's not okay. I know you may want to accept yourself and have the world accept you and all of that stuff. Agreed. It doesn't change you as a person. But please understand, if you're constantly accumulating belly fat, there's a problem. Your body's trying to tell you that you're doing something wrong and you need to change that. So the more menopausal symptoms you have are mainly because of these issues. And of course, when you go through menopause, sometimes you'll have sleepless nights because of the hot flushes and all of that. There's a lot of natural things you do. If you've not given up sugar at that point, or you're still over drinking and binge drinking, your menopausal symptoms are going to be way worse. If you've not given up smoking at that age, your menopause is going to get worse. So these are natural things that the body goes through. Let it go through its natural process. If the symptoms are worse, it's because you're living a poor lifestyle.
Yeah, I think absolutely relevant, especially for me as a woman and many others. Accept your body, take good care of it, and it's very important to sleep very well. On that, we'll take up maybe just one or two questions more. The other one is, what about sleep positions? So someone's asking, what is good sleep position? What are the various kinds of positions? Some light on that.
See, again, okay, there is no direct answer for that. Now, of course, if you have an issue with a hip, or you've gone through surgery, or you have a certain kind of spondylitis, we can advise you on the position that's right for you. For everyone else, assume the natural position. Your body, once it goes to sleep, it will put you in a position that is right for it. Whether it's the fetal position, whether it's your knees tucked up to your chest, whether it's on the back. Today, a lot of people say you should never sleep on your stomach. But I know loads of fit and healthy people who sleep only on their stomach and they have absolutely no issues. So you see, listen to your body. Your body will tell you. Sometimes you'll move from side to side. Your body's trying to adjust. Remember, your body compensates. So if you have a weak core, or you have one part of your body that's weak and the pressure is becoming too much in the night, your body will automatically shift your position to rebalance or compensate that weak muscle, which is why it's so important for us to exercise, to work out. So we maintain strong muscles and a strong core. It's very important when you sleep. So assume the natural position. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to sleep, because you're going to say, hey, Luke told me to sleep in this position. And you're going to be trying all night to sleep in that position. Don't complicate it. Keep it simple. Okay. Nature does its things with its own intelligence. Okay. Just get into bed at the same time. You find your comfortable position automatically. And that's your natural system. That's your natural position. Maintain it. It's as simple as that.
Great. I think one last question, which is very relevant right now, because you're on a Saturday afternoon, is how long should be an afternoon siesta, and some light about the afternoon naps.
So if you're looking at it as a power nap to be super productive and recharge, it should not cross 30 minutes. If you're just looking to chill and relax, it can be 1, 2, 3 hours. It's up to you. It really doesn't matter. It's what your intention is. Now, of course, I mean, if your afternoon nap's going to be that long, it may not allow you to sleep well at night because you've already slept, right? A power nap can be anywhere between 10 minutes to 15 to 20 to 30 minutes. Don't cross 30 minutes. It's not a power nap then. So again, try it. If you're doing it to be productive, what's your natural thing? I can't tell you how much is good for you. But if you're just looking to laze in on an afternoon, Saturday afternoon, that's really up to you. It could be 1, 2, 3 hours. Just make sure it doesn't disturb your sleep at night.
Great. So we'll have a closing note on this. Thank you so much for your tips, Luke. But before you go, wanted to talk about how festivities are here. Diwali is here, and many festivals that all our Indians will celebrate. Some tips on how you can sleep better by gifting. How can we get the right products, and how can we make this more meaningful right now?
So it's simple. Everyone wants to enjoy the festive season. There's Diwali, there's going to be Christmas and all of that stuff. There are going to be parties, of course, depending on lockdown and everything else. Most people might just be at home. But I think, everyone should decide to give themselves good health, good sleep. Start off with sleep. Get your hygiene in place. Get off your gadgets. Make a routine. Monday to Friday, be disciplined. Friday, Saturday, do whatever. You have a party or a wedding, or it's going to be Diwali or Christmas. At least the days before that, sleep well. So that day, you don't have to get into bed like Luke's telling you. Be up till 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. Make the changes. If you have a bad mattress, gift yourself a good mattress. It's important for you. We gift ourselves unnecessary things that we don't even value. But your priority should be, you got to spend more on good food if you want food. You got to spend more on good exercise, shoes or clothing. If that's what you want, it's contributing to you, it's an investment. Spend more on a mattress. A lot of people don't want to spend on a mattress because they feel it's unnecessary. But today, if you want to sleep well, you need the right thing. Invest in a meditation practice. Gift yourself these things this Diwali. Gift yourself a lot of other stuff as well. There's no point having the new iPhone or the new Samsung Galaxy if you can't sleep well at night. Have an ambition to have the new Galaxy and the new iPhone as well, but also gift yourself health. It's so important. Don't let there be imbalance and stuff like that. Some of my, not my clients, some people I know spend money on things like food and restaurants and all, but they won't pamper themselves to things that they truly need. So gift yourself what you need for your health. Respect your body, respect your night of sleep, respect your digestive system. Spend more on food if it's going to be quality. Don't spend more on crap food and then spend all that money on medical bills. So I think these are the best gifts we can give ourselves on Diwali. Yeah.
Great. I think that's the most important message, Luke, that this Diwali is different. I think we need to focus on our health and gift yourself good sleep. That's our messages
Absolutely.
on our brand as well. I really enjoyed having this chat with you, and all of us at
Thank you.
Duroflex, I'm sure, are here listening to you. I see a lot of listeners to 79 right now, and I'm sure they've enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for being here, Luke, and we'll
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks.